Hey y'all, welcome into the really big show. Totally kidding. Shout outs to Ed Sullivan from back in the day. If y'all know anything about the history of television, then you know exactly what I am talking about. Let me just throw something up real quick. We're gonna throw up the title we always throw up. Welcome into VAAV Live. And as always, my name is Vincent Allen, founder and managing director of VAAV Industries. As you can see, we're got some green screen action going on this week. In front of the green screen today. We're frolicking through the field of sunflowers. This image was produced by a Ukrainian artist back during the height of the situation in Russia. They're still going through craziness over there. So wanted to throw this up for two reasons. One, to just shout them out. There's tons of great nonprofits you can donate to help them over there. And definitely please do that. But the real reason is last week when I came before you guys, I mentioned briefly that a partner of mine, a company called American Movie Company, and I'm involved in the development process of this as well and the testing of this. Recently, we were on set with them developing their new cloud-based XR Unreal Engine virtual world setup, right? And so we've got a video to show you today, which I'll demonstrate for you in a bit. But we wanted to talk to you about that new tech and explain how it all kind of functions, right? So if you don't know, back in the 90s, you know, or as my daughter Naomi would say, the 1900s, she likes to play games with me and tell me that daddy is from the 1900s, which I certainly am, but I am not a fan of being reminded of that all the time. At any rate, back in the 90s, what was very common for nerdy kids and things of that nature was to get together and do, you know, LAN parties, gaming parties, and what have you. This was back at a time before being able to game on the internet was super common or popular, right? And so we used to get together and play games like Doom, Quake, and one of the games was in a game called Unreal, which at the time was really, really super popular because it was brand new and all of the graphics were new and it was really exciting. Well, there were a couple of versions of that game, but people stopped playing that game as much, and someone took the Unreal Engine and developed it into an engine to be able to do virtual worlds. You can create these maps and stuff for your game, and based on that, you were able to create virtual worlds that you could then, on a green screen in a studio like what I've got going on here, you could set yourself up, you know, on Mars, or, you know, orbiting the sun, or just be in Times Square or the Staples Center, or like what have you, right? So what has become very, very popular is this idea of creating what they call a photorealistic virtual world. And that's why I've got this backdrop up today. This is a painting, right? But the idea that you can stick yourself with the right lighting and a green screen and a good quality camera, you can now stick yourself in almost any place. And we're not quite there. We're still a little bit away in terms of the development of the technology, graphic technology. It's really not about the software at this point. It's about how we render and capable graphics hardware nowadays. And anyone who's tried to build a gaming PC in the last handful of years knows how expensive it is to get a really good quality GPU or graphics card, or GPU stands for graphics processing unit, right? So that's what's holding us back right now. But what we really have going is this amazing new technology, and this is brought to you by a company called American Movie Company. I've freelanced with them for years. The owner is a gentleman named Bill Milling, who you're going to see in the video. And then you're also going to see also the developer, and then there's an actress in the video to sort of give you a reference for what it could look like with a real person being composited into a completely virtual world, and how this could have implications for stuff like this, live streaming, you know, Zoom and Microsoft Teams, situations. I happen to know that some of the large AV companies out there, the Kindleys of the world, the AVSBLs of the world, et cetera, have technology that they're developing where you'll be able to walk into a conference room or auditorium that they're proposing, they build for you. And so that's coming. We talk about augmented reality, we talk about virtual reality, VR goggles and headsets, things of that nature. But you're going to be able to do like virtual tours of the White House and virtual tours of the Taj Mahal or like whatever based on this technology before too long. So what I've got for you is I've got the first cut of American Movie Company's new sizzle reel and advertising video that's going to demonstrate for you sort of an early version. Like this technology is still in development. It's not 100% publicly available yet, but what you're going to be able to do in the coming months, working with VAAV Industries, and we partner with American Movie Company to be able to bring this tech to you. So if you're interested, definitely hit us up in the comments and someone from our team will reach back out and give you more information. But here we go with the video demonstrating for you what is possible.
Welcome to News at 6. I'm Julia Rubanova, and we are here with technologist Michael Toporser and Emmy-winning producer Bill Millen. Gentlemen, I understand you're here to demonstrate an exciting new piece of movie-making technology.
Thank you so much, Julia. I really appreciate your welcoming us. We're excited to present the revolutionary new XR Mirage technology.
Up until now, the Unreal Engine 3D in 4K virtual technology used in Star Wars or Game of Thrones and other major productions was only available in a few very expensive studio environments.
But now, XR Mirage makes Unreal Engine available in the cloud. Producers can now composite actors into photoreal 3D 4K virtual environments in real time at a fraction of the usual cost.
With the present XR technology, producers are already saving 30 up to 60% of their production budgets, but now with our technology, they save even more.
Let's give our audience a first look.
Try to catch me howling at the moon.
So as you can see, it's a first cut of the new sizzle video. So it's still a little rough, but the technology is there in the cloud already. American Movie Company is developing this new application with input from myself and a number of other people who've worked with American Movie Company over the years, industry pros. And what's really exciting about this tech, like what's really amazing about it, right, is is that in fairly short order, you'll be able to take a green screen studio, grab a virtual set from now to be clear, there's lots of tools you can run virtual set with, lots of them, right? VBix has a virtual set functionality built into it, but it's very static. It's very like this. It's very a still image in the background that you can maybe move into one person or another, and that's really cool. And lots of people do that. And that's something that you can do out of the box with a number of different video softwares today, right now. What this gives you, what the new AMC XR Mirage tech will give you is the technology that people like Lucasfilms, owned by Disney, so Disney Studios, and other really high-end groups are doing. And you've heard us mention the volume before. The benefit of something like this over the volume is that now to be fair, you can do this in a video wall studio and leverage the volume. Is that this gives you the ability to on the fly change the graphics out based on either bespoke graphics that can be built for you or stuff you can grab off of the Unreal Engine marketplace, which just go up and buy. But it gives you the ability to, in a green screen environment, just be anywhere you want to, but then also be able to virtually move your camera from here to there, from there to here. So in very short order, we're going to be able to do a virtual fly-in where you fly down in over the mountains, across a river, and to grandmother's house we go. And that's something that up until literally right now has been exceedingly cost prohibitive in the production space, right? Like you're seeing that kind of stuff on Marvel movies, you're seeing that kind of stuff maybe in a James Bond flick, but big studio kind of things. Now what we're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to hit up VAAV or hit up American Movie Company and say, hey, I want to go in and for my annual town hall, for let's say you work at a bank, and for my annual town hall, I want to be inside of the New York Stock Exchange. I want to appear as if I'm ringing the bell. We can make that happen for you. I'm actually working with Bill and some of his guys on a set of virtual environments specifically geared towards the finance market. We're building that in. A colleague of mine over at AMC, a guy named Jeff, is working on a set of virtual environments based on his longtime work in the pharmaceutical industry, right? Doing production in the pharmaceutical industry. We're working on all of these things. A few years ago, we did something in a green screen studio where we streamed it out on Zoom for a virtual direction environment for a Run the Jewels video, right? So we're working on environments for music videos to be able to come in and do that very cost effective. So what this is going to do is this is going to take something that would cost you $100,000 or more heretofore, and you're going to be able to do this for a significantly lower price point. I'm not going to call out specific prices because the specific environment and how much tech you need and all that sort of stuff is still gonna dictate how much a thing costs, right? But it's going to be significantly cheaper. We're talking tens of thousands as opposed to hundreds of thousands or more, right? And again, that's going to be dictated on how many cameras, microphones, how many lights, like all these kinds of things. How big of a green do you need? What studio do you want to be in, etc. But it's going to bring the cost significantly down, which is within short order, you're going to be able to see me actually frolicking through these sunflowers as opposed to seeing it just sitting here on a static background, which is going to be really amazing. I love to frolic, don't get me wrong. Especially with, Naomi, we love to go to the park and run around and do whatever. What's the point? The point is that this we're at the cusp of a technological revolution that is going to change production forever. When we first started this program, you heard me talk about the volume. So let's talk about the volume briefly. So one of the things that makes the volume really, really cool is that you take, video wall panels and you encapsulate your set and you do all of this really cool stuff, right? Where you can put somebody in a field of sunflowers or whatever. But I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm sitting in front of a green screen, right? So what I'll do real quick is I will show you the movie magic and I will take away the green screen. Now you see me, I'm sitting in front of my green screen. So now you see sort of like the how the sausage is made, as it were. Sometimes there are shadows, depending where the light is, etc. And so I'm going to throw the green screen back up, right? I'm going to throw the background back up, okay? So now we're back in our field of dreams, as it were, right? So what the volume does is it takes away that green screen and it gives you video wall panels, and you could take the same XR Mirage technology and instead of compositing a green screen, you simply output that onto your video wall, right? And now you've got it as a virtual background on your video wall. Now what that won't let you do, right, is for me to be in the middle of the environment. It will require a green screen to then put me into that image and then throw it up onto the video wall. So what you could do either, you could do video wall, where it's just a background for you to show really cool visuals and show movement and all of this really cool stuff, and throw images up on a virtual video wall on the video wall like you saw in the video, right? We now have the ability to do that, and it can be like video wall inception, or what we used to call it infinity effect, right? You could do that if you wanted to. I don't see a reason to, but you could if you wanted to. But long term, what we could do is put you in a studio, put you on a green screen, and then put you into that environment, and then broadcast that out somewhere else so that your audience, who may be in another facility somewhere, can see you on the video wall in this virtual environment, and it just becomes amazing and really, really sexy, right? But going back to the volume, where this is maybe a little better and a little bit more robust than the volume, is that what ends up happening with the volume, and I've talked to a bunch of my colleagues about this, what ends up happening is you're never totally in control of when the video wall gets installed and showed up. Is there like a dead pixel here and there? Is there some sort of a little rendering issue, depending on what the pixel pitch is of the video wall? And there are many different pixel pitches. I won't go into detail now about how that looks, but if you've ever seen like a billboard driving down the highway or as you're going to the subway and you can see the individual pixels if you're too close, that's pixel pitch. That's what we're talking about. There are various different ones, from screens that are designed to look seamless from 100 feet away, and screens that are designed to look seamless from, 6 inches away. And depending on what you got will depend on what the camera sees, right? And so that can cause problems that then you have to go back and fix in post. What this technology will allow you to do is it can give you the best of both worlds. Now I was talking to Bill Milling the other day about this, and we could create a version of the volume for you, leveraging 4, 6, 8K projectors, or as new stuff comes online, because there's these new digital projectors coming online all the time. If you've been to any museum, almost anywhere in the world, you have seen a projector-based virtual world created. There's a really great place here in Manhattan called Art Tech House, which does all of these really great immersive installs, everything from like seeing synapses fire to stuff in your bloodstream, to all kinds of really, really cool, stuff which is, conceptual art, basically. You can do any of that and then put somebody in the middle of that. They're on a green screen, but you're outputting that, via live stream. We've been testing bolting on live streaming, bolting on what we call the Skytron, which is something I developed with American Movie Company during the pandemic to allow virtual direction in a teleprompter. There's more to it than that, but in short, that's what it is. We can bolt on any of this stuff to give you a really robust production mechanism that allows you to do really cool stuff and deliver to your audience. And so XR Mirage, in some ways, is significantly more powerful than what Disney's doing with the volume because of the flexibility. I can pump it into the volume. I can create a volume-like system with projectors, with really high quality projectors that takes away the dead pixel, ability. I can do a proper green screen and put you in any environment, and that opens us up to doing stuff in green screen studios, to showing up with a pop-up green screen at your place of work, to doing stuff in a large theater environment. And for the first time, we can really create stuff that looks and feels like the holodeck, right? Like, for all intents and purposes, your audience sees you as, Sherlock Holmes in, 19th century London, tracking down the Jack the Ripper. I mean, you can be Data from Star Trek if you want to be, right? And so that's just so cool. And we've been developing this, and it's just gotten to the place where we've got some collateral that's polished-ish enough to see. And so I just wanted to show you guys, so you got a chance to see what was going on and what's coming, right? And what is coming, right? So more to come, more with the interface, more with how this tech works, and how the partnership between VAAV Industries and AMC and the development group that's developing this platform. More to come on that, more to come on which studios in New York you can come to, and all of that kind of stuff to make that happen. But yeah, definitely more to come. Really excited to hear your guys' thoughts on this, to see your thoughts on that. And just a call to action. We mentioned it last week. We're going to keep mentioning it until the talk in July. But definitely, DEI people, definitely hit me in the comments. Hit me up. I really want to know your perspectives on the things we talked about last week, so that I can deliver the best call to action in Vegas in July as possible. And once again, thank you for joining me again this week. Hope to hear and see from you soon. And this has been VAAV Live. As always, I'm your host, Vincent Allen, Managing Director and Founder of VAAV Industries. And make sure to Hulk smash the like and subscribe button so you see us when we post stuff. And talk to you soon. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.